Hello and welcome back to AdaPulse, the community-funded news channel keeping you up to date with all the news and emerging projects that are in and around the Cardano ecosystem. And remember, because we're community-funded, there is no coin shilling or paper motion. We don't even discuss token price. We're just here to break down information and deliver it to you in a way that's easy for you to understand. Like today, we're discussing the foundational philosophies of Midnight, which you all may have heard of. So we're discussing freedom of association, commerce, and expression. And this is an article that was brought to you by BlockSplained, one of the newer writers that have been onboarded to the AdaPulse team. And that's only thanks to the community funding we get from the Cardano community. So we thank you for that. You may have also seen BlockSplained doing in-depth interviews on some of the emerging projects. So if you haven't already, check them, go back on this channel and check them out too. But do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And do share far and wide. Remember, we're an educational platform and we want to reach as many people as possible. So I'm Josh from ATM Stakepool, your presenter for AdaPulse for today. Let's just crack straight on for the article, shall we? Now, before we go on to discuss Midnight, let's put this in context and discuss where we are like right now, because we're at a time where our data, our personal data, is collected, shared, and sold, even without our consent. And this isn't a secret; we all know about this, but it just shows that there is a huge need for like a privacy-focused blockchain. And so while you got traditional blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they do still provide a high degree of security and decentralization, they also lack the privacy features that are kind of becoming more and more necessary these days to protect user data. Now, the whole blockchain space at some point is going to need a solution where they can transact and collaborate in a way that's secure and confidential, and also that's respectful to users' privacy. Because, with the rise of smart contracts and other DeFi applications, it's starting to become more and more crucial for blockchain developers to come up with solutions that are prioritizing privacy and data protection. Now, the real challenge here is in creating a platform that allows for confidential transactions while still maintaining the trustless nature, of the blockchain. So, and this is a big issue that needs to be addressed to protect people from data breaches and unauthorized access to their personal information. So a privacy-based blockchain is essential for ensuring that people can interact, transact, and collaborate confidentially without fear of losing control of their personal data. In comes Midnight. Now, Midnight is a sidechain. If you want to know more about sidechains, check out the link above. I did a video on the Cardano Sidechain Toolkit, so we went into a bit more detail about it there. But yeah, Midnight is a sidechain being developed by iohk as an extension of the Cardano blockchain. And so what it wants to do is bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3, offering people a confidentiality first blockchain that allows developers to create dApps that safeguard users' information. Now, the chief strategy officer at iohk, that's Rob Adams, he believes that Midnight has the potential to revolutionize the way we transact, collaborate, and interact with each other online. Now, Web 2 ushered in a new era of collaboration, interaction, and transactions. We weren't able to do that before, but this came at the cost, and that cost was our personal information. So the traditional IT world required users to surrender their information to an entity or third party, which they could then use, collect, or sell information without the user's consent. So what Midnight aims to do is put that power back in our hands and the hands of the user by allowing them to sort of maintain autonomy and sovereignty over their own data. So what makes Midnight so unique? It's built as a sidechain of the Cardano blockchain. And so it offers the same robustness and decentralization. But actually, it goes a step further by leveraging zero-knowledge cryptography and confidential computation to ensure the user's, personal data is protected. Now, Midnight has also been designed with developers in mind, so allowing them to create dApps that don't require users to share personal information. And this is only possible because Midnight operates on a confidentiality-first blockchain, which separates public and private states, ensuring that confidential data is kept safe. So diving into Midnight a little bit further, about what Midnight offers. There's a custom compiler that enables users to create custom circuits, native support for ZK smart contracts, predictable upfront transaction costs with predictable outcomes, typical for Cardano really, but also composable privacy. So that means developers can create smart contracts and applications using TypeScript, which is basically a popular programming language. And many exciting developer tools are available to aid that development. Probably the most significant feature of Midnight is its private computation, which essentially allows people to, keep the secrets to themselves, to put it bluntly. And this feature is different from any other blockchain project. So Midnight offers atomic transfers for confidential coins, KYC on-ramps, and the ability to create reveal transactions, which you would see viewing keys. The only thing that goes onto the chain is assertions about the private data, not the actual data itself. So this allows Midnight to operate on the public state on the chain with ZK contracts while keeping confidential data safe and secure. Core principles. Now, the philosophy of Midnight is based on 3 essential freedoms, if you like, that set it apart from other blockchains. So we're going to go through them now. So first, we have freedom of association. So that allows users to collaborate with other users based on rules set by the community. Enables users to create DAOs that can focus on specific topics or industries and allow only eligible members to participate. And then you've got the ability to maintain anonymity while transacting with others. Secondly, we have freedom of commerce. So, firstly, this enables users to exchange value in a confidential and regulatory friendly way. Also, you have the ability to create viewing keys so users can selectively disclose information to regulatory authorities as required. But also it enables the integration of blockchain with traditional services such as banks and institutions, so essentially allowing for a wider adoption of Web3. Then the third pillar is the freedom of expression. So it allows users to openly share content without fear of censorship. But also it protects the identity of whistleblowers and journalists who just want to publish sensitive information. And then lastly, it enables users to maintain their privacy while still expressing themselves online. So BlockSplained has actually generated some examples to sort of show off as to why these foundational philosophies are important. So let's take a look. So let's go back to freedom of association. An organization using Midnight could create a DAO that is focused on local politics, where only eligible members are able to participate in the decision-making process. This would ensure that outside interference is minimized and that only those who have a direct interest in the issue are involved. Also, a business could use Midnight to create a supply chain management system where only approved vendors and suppliers are able to participate. And this would help ensure that all products and materials are tracked and verified throughout the whole supply chain, without actually exposing any sensitive information like their supplier and whatnot, all that kind of stuff. Now let's take a look at freedom of commerce. Now, a financial institution could use Midnight to create a confidential and secure system for exchanging sensitive financial data, such as bank account information or transaction histories. And this would allow the institution to comply with regulatory requirements while still maintaining user privacy. Or an e-commerce site could use Midnight to offer customers a confidential payment system that doesn't require them to share their personal information. I mean, this would help build trust with customers as they would know that their data is protected and secure. Then we move on to freedom of expression. So let's say a journalist or whistleblower could use Midnight to publish sensitive information without fear of retaliation. By maintaining anonymity, they would be able to express themselves freely and without fear of any censorship. But another example is an artist or musician could use Midnight to share their work with like a global audience without having to worry about copyright infringement or intellectual property theft. So by using the blockchain to protect their work, they would be able to maintain control over their creations and receive fair compensation for their efforts. Conclusion. So it's clear, Midnight has the potential to change the whole landscape of Web3 by offering users, well, and developers, a confidentiality first blockchain that puts privacy and security before anything else. Now, the ability to maintain autonomy over our own data while being able to connect, collaborate, and transact with others in a confidential and regulatory friendly way is a game changer. But the other benefit of Midnight is that developers can create dApps without the need for users to share their personal information. And apparently the developer toolkit that's provided by Midnight does make it really easy to develop. So taking all this into consideration, it does seem Midnight does have the potential to lead the way in the Web3 revolution by solving one of the hardest problems currently stopping the mass blockchain adoption. So that brings us to the end of the article for today. Remember, the full piece can be found on the AdaPulse website, along with a load of other articles we don't have a chance to make videos for. And do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And share far and wide. Remember, we're an educational platform. We do want to reach as many people as possible. But I'm Josh from ATM Stakepool, your presenter for AdaPulse for today. I'll see you next time. Thank you.